Hello everyone, I am Miss Divya Verma, Faculty of Social Science, Class 7, Mount Literacy School, Jhansi. So,
Students, hope so you all are fit and fine and regular in watching the video lectures. So as before, we had covered lesson number 1 and 2 of history, 1 and 2 of civics and 1 and 2 of geography. So now we will be starting the chapter number 3 of history, that is the Delhi Sultans. What is the name of the chapter? The Delhi Sultans or Delhi Sultanate. Now student, as in chapter number 3, we saw, as in chapter number 2, we saw some regions which became the center of large kingdom, but in that we had not seen any kingdom mentioned with Delhi as its capital. This was just because Delhi became an important city only in the 12th century. Okay, so here in this chapter we will be looking about the topic Kingdoms of Delhi as its capital, or we can say the beginning of the Delhi Sultanate in 12th century and above. Now till here, Delhi was not the center for trade. However, in the early 12th century, Delhi for the very first time started to become the capital of a kingdom, and this was under one of the Rajput rulers, that is Tomar Rajputs, who were once defeated in the mid of 12th century by the Chauhans, as Chauhans were before ruling under Delhi and Ajmer. But as I told in the previous chapter of history, now how and why Delhi became the capital? Now, as Delhi that time was a kind of fortified town which was commonly known as garrison town, we will be studying in the next session about garrison town and hinterland. Means in that garrison town had hinterland, that is these hinterland were not well developed. We will be studying in the next session. Now, there lived some merchants at the time when Tomar Rajputs were ruling in Delhi. Some of those merchants were like Jain merchants who constructed their several temples, and their coins were also minted called Delhiwal, which has a wide circulation among the regions. Now, as there many places built in Delhi at the time like Indraprasth, Surajpur, Siri, Lalkot, Tughlakabad, Firozshah Kotla, Jahanpana, etc. Here in the next session we will be studying about the sources of information also about Delhi Sultanate. Okay. Now, as discussed in previous chapter about the Turkish invader Muhammad Ghori of Ghur, who defeated. Now here you can see the sultans of Delhi. Delhi Sultanate started from the Mamluk dynasty, that is the slave dynasty. The slave dynasty came from as discussed in previous chapter about a Turkish invader Muhammad Ghori of Ghur, who defeated once a famous ruler of Chauhans, that was Prithviraj Chauhan, and ruled Delhi. Then he left a slave in Delhi named Kutubuddin Aibak. The Muhammad Ghori trained the slave Kutubuddin Aibak and made responsible for his successes in India. And as Ghori was not having a natural heir of the throne, so he treated his slave as his children and made him responsible for Delhi. And then after, so this so-called slave Kutubuddin Aibak established his own first Islamic empire called the Delhi Sultanate, and then further dynasties were made like Khilji, Tughlaq, Sayyid, Lodi, and many all. These were all the dynasties. Now, here Sultanate word used for a term empire is Urdu, so that empire was called the Delhi Sultanate. Then by the 13th century, Delhi Sultanate was a big empire with its headquarters in Delhi. It controlled vast areas of the subcontinent. The empire continued for about 320 years. Now here you can go through the table also in your NCERT book. The table is given about the rulers and the dynasties in Delhi Sultanate. Now, so first it was Rajputs, that is Anangpala, from 1130 to 1145. Then Chauhans, that is 1175 to 1192. Then Turkish ruler, that is slave come children of Ghori, that is Kutubuddin Aibak, Shamsuddin Iltutmish, Razia Sultan, Ghiyasuddin Balban. These all were ruling from 1206 to 1290. Then Khaljis Khaljis came, that is Jalaluddin Khalji and Alauddin Khilji from 1290 to 1320. Then Tughlaqs, and then Sayyids, and then Lodi. Now, then after Mughals came, that is Mughals we will be talking about in the next chapter. So here Qutbuddin Aibak, who ruled for a short interval of 4 years, that is 1206 to 1210, he was all called Lag Baksh or giver of lakhs because of his generosity. Now then he constructed Qutub Minar in Delhi. Then Iltutmish reigned from 1211 to 1236, who shifted the capital from Lahore to Delhi. Iltutmish, after Qutbuddin Aibak completed the construction of Qutub Minar, he was the first to issue regular currency and declare Delhi as the capital of his empire. Then, after the death of Shamsuddin Iltutmish in 1236, Razia Sultan, his daughter, ascended the throne, and she was the only female to rule the Delhi Sultanate. The chronicler of that age, Minarji Siraj, recognized that she was more able and qualified than all her brothers, but this was then was not comfortable at having a queen as a ruler to and the nobles were also not happy at Razia's attempt to rule independently. So she was removed from the throne in 1240. So this was all about, we talked about Mamluk dynasty, there's the slave dynasty and its ruler under that. Then now after that we'll be talking about in the next session about the expansion of Delhi Sultans now and the other such dynasties, about the setup and administration, about how the sources, what were the sources who gave information. So here the lecture, this topic ends. Next session we'll be moving to the further topics of this chapter. Okay, go through the lecture and go through the NCERT book website. Thank you.